There's something absolutely fundamental about human connection, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. We seem hardwired for it.
Yeah, your sources really drive this home, how essential interaction is. Like that historical example, Kelponi.
That's right. Using social isolation as, well, a profound punishment, it shows how deeply we need to connect.
It's not just unpleasant, it's actually harmful.
Exactly. Detrimental to psychological well-being.
But we go beyond just basic interaction. We form relationships, we actually like people.
And sometimes we help them out. That urge to be pro-social.
So this deep dive today, it's about those two things.
Pretty much. We're looking at the material you shared on interpersonal attraction, what draws us to like someone, and pro-social behavior.
Why we help, or sometimes why we don't.
Exactly. The mission is to unpack those hidden factors for you.
Give you a shortcut to understanding these core social dynamics. Okay, let's dive in.
All right. So first up, what pulls us together? Interpersonal attraction.
Yeah, what makes us like people?
Your material points to this fundamental need to affiliate, almost biological, really. Crucial for our mental health.
And some factors are kind of surprising, like just being near someone.
Yeah.
Proximity.
Yeah, and the mere exposure effect.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Your sources show just being around someone repeatedly, physically seeing them, actually makes you like them more.
Like in that classroom study, Moreland and Beach.
Precisely. The students liked the people who just showed up more often, even without talking. It sort of reduces uncertainty, makes the unfamiliar familiar.
So just showing up helps. Though, I guess not if you instantly dislike them.
Right, that's a catch. Or maybe it's less strong online versus face-to-face. Your sources touch on that.
Makes sense. And then physical attractiveness.
Ah, yes. A powerful first impression factor. Often misleading, though.
How so?
Well, the studies mentioned, like Dion and Dion's work, they show this what is beautiful is good bias. We just assume attractive people have other good traits.
Like being more sociable or successful.
Exactly. Without any real proof. Often, it shapes those first interactions.
Wow. And your material also mentions other visual cues, right? Like clothes, how someone moves.
Yep, they all feed into that initial judgment. But moving beyond first looks, similarity is huge.
We like people who are like us.
Strongly. Newcomb's study, mentioned in your sources, really showed that similarity predicts liking. It feels validating, doesn't it?
Yeah. Confirms our own views.
Yeah.
Though it's not always about being identical.
Good point. Sometimes complementary traits work, like dominant and submissive personalities finding a balance. It shows the nuance.
Okay, and one more.
Reciprocity. It's incredibly powerful. We really, really tend to like people who seem to like us.
A fundamental give and take. Okay, let's switch gears. Helping others. Pro-social behavior.
Right. So what motivates us to actually help?
Your material defines it as intentionally benefiting others.
Yeah, even without an obvious immediate reward for yourself, like helping after a disaster, maybe the Kerala flood example, or just, helping someone cross a road.
But it distinguishes that from pure altruism.
It does. Altruism is seen as purely motivated by wanting to relieve someone else's suffering. General helping might have other motives mixed in.
Like what? Tax breaks, social praise?
Could be. Or feeling good about yourself. Your sources mention empathy, reducing our own distress at seeing suffering, even something called competitive altruism.
Hoping to boost your own status.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it all leads to this really interesting kind of counterintuitive thing, the bystander effect.
Ah, right. The puzzle of why sometimes when more people are around.
The less likely anyone is to help in an emergency. It's perplexing.
Your sources mention Latane and Darley's model for this. Breaks down the decision.
Yes, a 5-stage model. Really helpful. First, you actually have to notice something's wrong.
Which isn't automatic. We could be distracted.
Totally.
Yeah.
Step 2, you have to interpret it as an emergency. This is tricky.
Because of ambiguity, or that pluralistic ignorance thing.
Exactly. If nobody else looks concerned, you think, oh, maybe it's fine, even if you're worried inside. Everyone waits for someone else to act.
So inaction breeds inaction. Okay, step 3.
Assuming responsibility. This is the core of the bystander effect. Diffusion of responsibility.
Meaning?
With more people present, the sense of personal duty gets spread thin. You think someone else would probably call 911 or someone else more qualified should help.
So you feel less personally obligated. Unless the danger is really high.
Right. Your sources note exceptions like high danger or clear norm violations. Then step 4. You need to know how to help. Do you have the skills? CPR, first aid, whatever's needed.
Competence matters. Okay, last step.
Finally, you have to decide to implement the help. You weigh the costs versus benefits.
Costs like getting hurt, looking foolish, being late.
All of that against the benefits of helping, and your sources stress a no at any of those 5 steps.
Means no help is given.
Wow. It's a chain of decisions.
So understanding all this attraction, helping, what's the takeaway for you, the listener?
Well, it gives you a lens, doesn't it, to see your own social world more clearly, why you click with some people, maybe.
Yeah, and understanding group dynamics,
Yeah.
especially when help is needed.
Right. It's about awareness, seeing these forces at play in yourself and others.
Absolutely. And maybe think about this. How much of our connection, our helping, is driven by these almost automatic psychological processes
Like mere exposure or snap judgments on looks or just who else is standing around.
versus how much is purely deliberate, rational choice? How much conscious control do we really have over these fundamental social urges? Something to consider.